Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Chem Fitness Professional. I just wanted to give you a little view of the upper perch of my yard. Oh my goodness. It is truly exquisite out here in Maui. I just watched the sun set over the mountain right there behind me. Did a little sun gazing and om chanting. Of course, chanting is where the magic happens. And I was just chilling, just sitting here. I just got home from the grocery store, picked up some sugar for my kombucha and some beef liver because it's $3 a pound for grass-fed beef liver because nobody wants to buy it. Yet, beef organs and organs in general are the more nutrient-dense meats to eat, so they're better for you and half the price. So, of course, I stock up on that. I mince it up tiny and cook it lightly in my stir fry with a bunch of vegetables, and you can't even taste it. I just started eating it within the last few months, and I had to acclimate a little bit, but it's really not that bad. It's growing on me, so it's not as bad as you think or what you've been told to believe. You just have to cook it right and eat it with a bunch of other stuff too, so it masks the flavor. But anyway, this post is about day 4 of the dry fast. My goodness, I did not expect for this to be so easy. So I'm at, let's see, 24 times 4 is 96. I'm 2 hours away from hitting the 96-hour mark. I'm at 94 hours, so just about to hit 4 days of dry fast. So no water, no food, no shower, no water exposure at all. Now, I will say that today I went for a walk with my Vivo barefoot shoes. These are my aqua shoes, and they have holes in them. And it was very lightly raining, and the grass was wet, so my feet got wet. That's about it, though. I feel great. Today was similar to day 2, where I actually felt better today than I did yesterday. So, day 1, I was like more mentally like I'm dry fasting. Day 2, I felt awesome, and I went for a walk on day 2, which helped for sure. I had more energy. Day 3, I didn't get to go for a walk, and I also was just like a little more of a lull, a little more lethargic. Today, I didn't have that at all either, and I went for a walk in the afternoon, early afternoon. So, going for a walk when you're fasting is definitely critical, in my opinion, personal experience, because I relate it to an increase in circulation and getting fresh air and sunlight, kind of recharging the system since there's nothing else coming in to give it juice. So I feel great. I feel awesome. The only complaint I have, different than the lack of the ability to heat myself, is today in the afternoon I noticed I was getting some stomach cramping. So I don't know exactly what caused it, if it's just because it's been so long without food and water. But my stomach was getting a little crampy, probably around 4 o'clock. And I just laid on the ground and did some uh, laying stretches just for like 5, maybe 10 minutes, just like twisting the legs, like supine twist and a couple things. And that definitely helped, felt a lot better. It's not bugging me at all right now, but I noticed it on my walk a little bit. And then a couple hours later, it was definitely, I was just sitting at the desk, I could feel it. So that's interesting, but it doesn't hurt now at all. And I totally feel fine. Yesterday, at the end of the day, I was like, I think tomorrow I'm going to judge it on day 4 and see, but I might put water back in tomorrow. I don't know. And then today I felt great, like totally fine. Oh, my camera's doing that weird autofocus thing. Sorry, guys. Um, but today it felt totally fine all day. Like great energy levels, no lulls at all. Same routine. So I woke up. I will say one subjective note. I was a little less super positive, cheerful John getting out of bed this morning. A little bit more uh, dreary, I guess you could say. It wasn't like a physical lull, of energy or apathy. It was more like back to the grindstone. It was kind of like, and that's probably, I don't even think it's to do with the fast. It's just the emotions of a human, right? Like, is all this work that I'm putting into this online business, is all this effort that I put forth into serving my clients to help them upgrade their health and their mindset and ultimately their spiritual connection, is it worth it? Really, like, I sometimes push the button pretty hard and don't refill my own tank. But I am also the kind of person that likes to sprint and rest, sprint and rest. So right now I'm in a sprint phase with work where I am pushing out a lot of content, making a lot of videos, and doing a lot of coaching calls in relation to the launch for my 8-week bodyweight group program that starts on Sunday. So I'm definitely filling the day with like 10 to 12 hours of work every day since Saturday. And so I was like, I guess the end of yesterday and like kind of this morning, like, I'm not giving myself very much time for myself. Like I'm kind of going all day long, and it's cool because I'm helping other people, and as long as I can get some sort of selfish validation for that every once in a while, then I feel better. Like if someone's like, "You're really inspiring," or "You're really helping me out," or I get a client that hits me up with a feedback on like their results from that month or those couple weeks since we've talked, where it's like, I'm noticing these changes. I'm feeling a lot better. I've implemented this habit or whatever. I'm like, yes, it's worth it. What I actually bleed to provide is getting utilized. The knowledge and the methodology and the strategies and, the philosophy overall of, self-development on a holistic level of mind, body, and spirit. It's doing something, like I'm making an impact, even if it's a small impact. And like I always tell everybody else, it's following my own advice too, is you infect more people than you know, just by being you, just by expressing your emotions and your behaviors the way you do every day creates a massive impact on the people around you, whether they're even fully aware of it or not. But ultimately, they usually are. They just don't express that to you. So know that all the work that you put in, the time that you put in, the patience, all of it pays off. It really does. It's just a matter of staying grounded and present and aware of where your consciousness is, where your attention is, where your emotional frequency is, where your state of being is. Are you thinking about the lack? Are you thinking about the separation? Are you thinking about the worry and the anxiety of yesterday and tomorrow? Or are you staying grounded and grateful in the present moment for what you have now and here? Just to be alive is a miracle, right? Scientific statistic that's like 1 in a trillion, whatever. Like it's a pretty crazy experience, good and bad, but ultimately it's an experience. And that's the main part that we need to take away from this journey we call life, is it's just an opportunity to learn. Everybody's hiking up the same mountain, and just realize that everybody is hiking in their own way. If they're hiking in pain and suffering, they're learning through that pain and suffering, but they're still hiking. If you're hiking with confidence and pride and joy, then your lessons will come through gratitude, pride, and joy. You'll learn from that state of being. But it makes no difference how you learn. Everybody is still learning. So just realize that everybody's on their own journey, and you can choose how you want to learn. You can choose to learn through suffering, or you can choose to learn through joy. It's ultimately how you want to express yourself from moment to moment. And where you put your attention will dictate where your emotional state of being, psychological state of being, and physiological state of being reside. And those three together in unison will create who you are, your personal reality, how you view life and how you feel and how you act and how you think. That's literally what shapes who you are. So there's my tangent for the day. Day 4, feeling awesome, dry fast, no big deal, full of energy today, feeling really good. Woke up, a little bit of a lull. I was like, I got another long day, and hopefully I can get people to sign up for my thing, and it just seems like nobody's really that invested, and I'm putting all this work in. And I was like, stop being a bitch. And I got up and I did my morning Kriya breathing and meditation and did my guided visualization of where I want to be. I think about compassion and love and give that out to my friends and my family and my clients and to the people I pass on the street and the people all around me in the world. Essentially, I try to connect all of my consciousness to all of humanity and give love and compassion to everybody, and then think of moments that I've been grateful for in my life. And then from there, I move into the ideal dream life in the future of the events I want to attend and the workshops and retreats I want to host and speak at, and the place that I want to live, and the things that I want to do in that day, and how my environment looks. You got to get really specific with what you visualize in your mind, because it will come to fruition if you focus on it intentionally and for a long enough period of time with crystal clear specific focus. So I visualize the bed I wake up in, the room that I wake up in, where I walk into the sauna. I hit a sauna, and then I do some soft tissue work and belly breathing, and then maybe some yoga and movement, and I follow it up with some resistance training, and then I hop on the computer and I answer emails, and I do some social media work, and do some client work and work on a project, and then it's the middle of the day and I break my fast, or I go for a walk in the sunshine or go for a swim in the ocean, and then I do some more work. I come, do some client appointments where I'm on the phone, and I ideally can be outside while I'm on the phone, so I'm absorbing vitamin D and getting some fresh air and oxygen, and looking at nature and connecting with nature while I'm connecting with other humans, and trying to, like this moment here, give you my best version of who I am and who I am expressing myself to be in this present moment. And then from there, I followed up with a dinner, and then food from my garden, and my fresh food, and some eggs from the chickens that I raise, and then I eat my dinner and listen to an educational piece, a TED Talks, or a book that I'm reading, and then I sit down and do some journaling and reflect on the day, and then write down what I want to do my next day specifically. I do this. This is a practice I do. So a lot of these things I already do, but I'm trying to visualize myself doing them in like the ideal location and all that. Because if you can envision the material world around you, it will shift your emotional state of being to a different frequency. And then if you can memorize that frequency and come back to it as often as possible, that frequency, that state of being will guide you to that material construct, that creation that you have formulated and manifested through your visualization practice, through resonating at that high level of inspiration and joy, your path of true authenticity, of your highest self, if you will. The path of your highest joy is the path of your least resistance. So if you can go to that place when you're in a calm state of mind, during a meditation, during an elevated brainwave frequency already, when you've got the physiological, the psychological, and the emotional states of being synchronized and creating what's called coherence. This is studied by the Heart Math Institute. This is what allows you to be more productive, to have more fulfillment in your life, to create a state of flow. So when you're in this state of flow, you visualize that dream life with pure, crystal clear specificity. And then you go about your day normally, just trying to not think about that end result and think about how you can maintain that emotional state of being, that high level of flow, that frequency that is where you want to be in the future. And the future you, the consciousness in the future that was living that life that you visualized, will pull the present you towards it, and it will be the path of least resistance if you can maintain that high level of joy and love and compassion and gratitude all throughout the day. And that's the challenge, right? It's easy when it's easy. It's hard when it's hard. So those hard days when someone cuts you off in traffic and you have that tough conversation with your partner or family member, can you still maintain that emotional high level of joy and gratitude no matter what? Because it's about how you feel and how you act and how you think in the present moment. So that's a big part of what fasting does. It allows you to stay more focused on the present moment because you don't have other distractions. You're not thinking about other things. You're not digesting food. You're not cooking. You're more with yourself. So fasting's awesome. Day 4 down. tomorrow I'm going to keep going with the dry fast, baby. Feels good. I look good, right? I look good, right? The beard is looking good. This thing's getting long. I'm loving it. So, yeah, I'm just going to ride the wave, guys. We're going for 7 days. 7 days dry, who knows? But, oh, Charles! Thought I heard him in the woodwork back there. Little sneaky little devil. So I'm going to go as long as I can dry. If I can hit 7 days dry, awesome. Then I might continue water fasting. Who knows? This might turn into like some crazy documentary vlog. Who knows? But the first day when I add water back in, it's just going to be water for that day, if that's day 7. And then I'll see how I feel. Maybe I keep water fasting. I don't know. But then eventually I'm going to have one day that's just smoothies, just fruit juice, vegetable juice, and water. And maybe some other fruit too. I might incorporate like just some regular non-blended fruit in that as well, and maybe some vegetables. I don't know. We'll see. But feeling great. And I'll probably add kombucha on that juice. Yeah, for sure. I got some kombucha brewing right now. It's definitely ready to go. It's been waiting. So break the fast after the day of water, maybe a few days of water with some kombucha, some smoothie, maybe a little bit of fruit. I'll chill for that day. And then the next day, I'll probably go back to eggs. I'll have a big egg salad. I'll probably work out again. That day after the smoothie, I'll go back to resistance training. I'll probably do a yoga session, a hot yoga session, on the day that I had the smoothie. See how I feel. If I'm too hot, you just lay down, meditate, right? Chill, enjoy the heat. So it's going to be nice to put water back in. It's going to be nice to take a shower. It's going to be nice to eat food because you know I love food. So I'm just rambling because I'm really excited and hyper right now for some reason. But I love you guys. I hope this has been a wonderful, educational, and entertaining experience for you guys. Day 4 in the books. Dry fast. Shapow. Peace and love.